Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. News doesn't happen in here in the studio. It happens in your neighborhood. In Robstown, a community is on edge after a threat was made tied to a teen's murder. In Jim Mills County, 2 men escaped after being transported from a checkpoint to a detention center. Melissa Trevino shares how long it took agents to catch them. And in Corpus Christi, city leaders are pushing to ban our local shelter from putting down healthy animals. But first, the trial of former Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District officer Adrian Gonzalez resumed today. The third-grade teacher, whose testimony caused the prosecution to file a motion for mistrial yesterday, which was later denied by the court, was cross-examined today. But the court decided to exclude her testimony entirely to protect the due process of the defendant after the judge stated this would hopefully avoid any appellate review that would result in this case being reversed.
But I want to emphasize to you, you did absolutely nothing wrong. It is not on you. And I want to tell you just from personal experience, memories of traumatic events change, are different, or you recall more or less.
The motion of testimony continued with former Uvalde staff member Emilia Franco, who called 911 after seeing the shooter crash. As she ran towards him to render help, she realized he had a gun. Testimony followed with several other witnesses. And a man is heading to prison for the tragic death of a local toddler, a story we broke first on ChrisTV.com. 22-year-old Enrique Lopez pled guilty to killing 3-year-old Agustin Valencia. Baby Augie died at the hospital last February after he was found unresponsive here at the Veranda Apartments. Now, Lopez was watching the boy while out on bond for a previous assault charge. Court records show Lopez had been ordered to stay away from Augustin's mother after repeatedly attacking her at her Treyway Circle home last year. A former Agua Dulce middle school teacher accused of having a relationship with a 14-year-old student was in court this morning. We've been following this story since the accusations against Jaden Charles first surfaced in 2024. This morning's hearing was for Judge Jack Pulcher to get an update from the defense and prosecution on the status of the case. The defense told Judge Pulcher that they've run into a delay because Jaden Charles is facing similar accusations in Jim Mills County. That case, however, has yet to be presented to a grand jury. The defense says they are waiting for evidence from that case, and Judge Pulcher scheduled another status hearing for April to give the defense more time to prepare on the case. And Robstown police seized a gun from a student after he posted a video of that gun on social media while he was making threats related to the death of his 14-year-old friend that was killed in December. District police say the post circulated during winter break. Robstown PD was quickly alerted and responded. Detectives say the video included threats prompting officers to go to a home on Kansas Street where they recovered that firearm.
We have the gun in our possession, and now as our detectives do their procedures and find out the gun, if it was involved in any other shootings and stuff like the other testing, that we'll ask for assistance from another agency.
Robstown police say the parents weren't aware of the video that their child had posted. Now, Robstown police are still investigating and can't discuss details, but urge parents to monitor their children's social media and alert any concerning activity to law enforcement. City Council is set to take up a motion that would end euthanasia for healthy or treatable dogs at animal care services. District 3 Councilman Eric Cantu, at-large Councilwoman Carolyn Vaughn, and District 4 Councilwoman Kaylin Paxson authored the motion. Cantu says it's the right thing to do.
They need hope. They're voiceless, and we're their voice for them, and we need to do the right thing.
The city says if the motion passes, there will be studies done to figure out how to implement, with the biggest issue being funding. Just last month, ACS responded to nearly 700 stray calls, part of almost 2,000 calls for service. Of the 300 animals taken to the shelter, 55 were euthanized. Now, City Council will take this issue up on Tuesday of next week. Well, scan the QR code on your screen. If there's a story out there that you want Suzanne Stevens to cover, just go ahead and contact her. You can find her information on the screen. Now it's Thursday, and that means it's time for another check on our drought report. For that, we turn over to Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber.
Well, Glada, there's not much to report because we haven't had any rainfall here throughout 2026. We're only a couple days in, but we're already behind for the year. But I think that might be changing soon. I'm sure you've been enjoying the beautiful weather out there. The view from our Chris 6 Skycam network is pretty nice for January. We can't complain too much, but it comes with a little bit of a complaint. This wind, it's finally starting to come down. Believe it or not, we're on the way back down from the strong winds that we saw throughout today. It really started very early in the morning. So this is as strong as it's gotten across many of our neighborhoods, 43 miles per hour, the peak wind gusts at our official reporting station in Kingsville. CCIA not far behind, 36 miles per hour. The same for Portland and Robstown. Out along the coast, believe it or not, that has not been when the strongest winds have been, but still 37 miles per hour in the Bluff at NAS Corpus Christi. Pretty sporty winds if you ask me. We'll take a closer look with the Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network right now. A closer look in your neighborhood about how winds have really shaped up across the south side. Yeah, it's been a breezy one, but what comes after the wind settles? Possibly some rain. We'll talk about what you can expect ahead.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Jim Wells County. Last night, several law enforcement agencies were on the search for two men who escaped while being transported from a checkpoint to a detention center in Robstown. A 6-hour search for two men detained at the Falfurrias checkpoint took law enforcement officers on an aerial and ground search Wednesday night. The escape happened at the intersection of Farm to Market 1930 and 1352.
What I know is that they were being transported from the Falfurrias checkpoint to GEO detention facility, and that's when the escape occurred.
Sheriff Joseph Guy Baker says multiple agencies worked together with one priority: to find them.
I saw a cop car down by the road, and there was a van in the ditch. And I was like, well, that looks kind of suspicious.
Brian Knox lives about half a mile from the intersection and says he quickly realized something was wrong when law enforcement flooded the area.
And then I went down to the gate, and a Border Patrol officer stopped and talked to me, and he told me that two people had escaped.
With limited information at first, Knox says his main concern was keeping his property and family safe. As agents searched along his property line,
Stuff like that don't happen around here very often. It's a relatively safe area, you know.
Knox says once he received word that both men had been captured, he was finally able to get some sleep, expecting to be up all night. I reached out to Border Patrol for more information on how these two men were able to escape, but have not heard back. I will continue to follow this story on what led to the escape and capture by law enforcement officers. In Jim Wells County, I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, Chris 6 News.
All right, Melissa, thank you so much. Well, speaking of Border Patrol, the United States will now be adding miles of new border bayous in the Rio Grande. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says their purpose is to stop illegal border crossings. The bayous are 15 feet long and 5 feet wide and will cover a span of about 500 miles. The funding for the project comes from the Big Beautiful Bill signed last summer. The United States could be involved with Venezuela for an extended period of time. That's according to President Donald Trump, who, when asked about how long the United States would demand direct oversight of the nation, he replied with only time will tell, and would later follow up, stating that he expects it to be a much longer than a year. The president says part of the rebuilding process will be making the country profitable and the exporting of oil. In national news, questions are being asked following an ICE-related shooting that led to the death of 37-year-old woman in Minneapolis yesterday. The woman who passed away has been identified as Renee Good, who was from Colorado. Now, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says that the officer who fired the gun says it was defensive shots, and he was treated at a hospital before being reunited with his family. Secretary Noem says this officer had previous encounter with an anti-ICE protester.
In fact, the very same officer who was attacked today had previously been dragged by an anti-ICE rioter who had rammed him with a car and drug him back in June. He sustained injuries at that time as well.
Noem says Renee Good, the woman who was shot, had blocked the street with her vehicle and was refusing commands from law enforcement to get out of the car. Now, large-scale protests took place in Minneapolis after this event. These protests have now carried over to today. As groups continue to clash with federal and local law enforcement, Gregory Bovino, the top border Patrol official has been seen on the ground in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz spoke on the whole situation.
This is a brazen use of force. They want us to bend the knee. They want us to capitulate. The way we give them what they want is allow them to use this as an excuse to put more troops on the ground. Use them as an excuse to show that these are violent protests.
The governor continued by demanding that the state be involved in the investigation. Over 2,000 federal officers were surged to Minneapolis prior to this incident. Well, Utah police are searching for suspects following a shooting during a funeral service at a Church of Latter-day Saints in Salt Lake City last night. Authorities say that a fight broke out outside the funeral, with at least 8 people being struck. 2 were pronounced dead. The remaining 6 have been taken to local hospitals, with 3 reported to be in critical condition. Police say the shooter or shooters remain at large, but some tips have been coming in. The FBI's field office said that it offered help with the investigation. Well, we have some sad news to share with you. Little Dawn Villarreal, who we introduced to you last year, has passed away. The 3-year-old little girl suffered from a rare degenerative genetic disorder. Her grandmother told Caja News anchor Nina Martinez about Dawn's passing. Nina first reported about Dawn last year when her family was struggling to find a vehicle to take the toddler to her medical appointments. A barbecue fundraiser organized by local community supporter Pete Trevino raised enough money to get a van for Dawn. Dawn lost her battle against RSV this morning. We offer our deepest condolences to Dawn's family.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, welcome back. We told you in July of last year about the YMCA of the Coastal Bend cutting ties with its national brand. Now the recreational facility is rebranding, announcing it has officially become the Corpus Christi Community Center. The announcement came yesterday on social media. The community center has been a staple for 86 years and assures neighbors nothing is changing about the day-to-day operations. In their post, the community center says they're committed to building a stronger future for the facility and community as a whole. And details have been announced for the upcoming 40th annual Martin Luther observances here in Corpus Christi. Now, the 2-day observance kicks off Sunday, and that's January 18th, with an interfaith prayer service, and it will be held at Brooks AME Worship Center on Northport Avenue. The service begins at 6 o'clock, and on Monday, January 19th, the YWCA Racial Justice Forum will be held at the Nueces County Courthouse Central Jury Room. It will run from 10 to 11:30. And the MLK Commemorative March will follow that event. The march begins at noon at the Nueces County Courthouse.
Well, it's a typical question. What will the weather look like as we head into all the events for the weekend? I know it's Thursday, but we're going to see some big changes ahead. We'll talk about how warm this view will be as we head on into your Saturday and Sunday just ahead. Hey there, happy almost Friday, a very nice Thursday, maybe an important Thursday if you're somebody who loves sports like me, but here in the Coastal Bend, it's been a windy day, and a lot of us are probably looking forward to some changes this weekend. If you like the warmth, maybe you're not one of them, but we've got a lot of different changes that are starting to come together now that we know a little bit more about the cold front that is going to spark all of these changes to begin with. So the view outside on our SPID cam shows a lot of folks heading home right now and playing tug of war with the steering wheel, because you can even see this camera shaking if you look far enough. I don't want to make you seasick, but I will point out some of the haze along the horizon. It's still warm, it's still humid, and while it's still windy, at least that part of the forecast is looking to improve a little bit as we head through the next couple of hours and into tomorrow. Here's what's going on across our neighborhoods. We've got some limited visibility in some of our coastal neighborhoods. Port Aransas down to 5 miles of visibility, 6 in Rockport, and while we've got a mix of sun and clouds, that has not stopped the heat at all. Nothing can tame this heat. The wind helping us get to the middle 80s here in Corpus Christi. Some in the neighborhoods are still feeling the heat. 86 in Alice right now, 85 in Hebronville. And even as we see those winds kind of come back down during the overnight, you can expect another warm evening ahead. So here's what happens between now and then. Temperatures are going to be falling during the overnight. We'll land about near 70 degrees, but as we start to head toward the dawn time frame, notice our winds are going to be much lighter as we head into the overnight period, and that is going to allow for some fog to come back to the forecast because we are still very humid out there. A lot of water sitting in the air, temperatures cool down, and that just kind of settles. No wind to shake it up, meaning we're going to see patchy fog as we head into the overnight. Around 3 a.m., some of our coastal neighborhoods will see that visibility dropping, as well as commutes along 281 and 77. If you're up that early, you can expect some of that fog. If you have a more typical morning commute, say around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're probably also going to encounter some of this patchy fog around the coastal bend. I don't think any neighborhoods will see particularly dense fog out there, but it is good to keep your clock a little earlier. Give yourself a little bit of extra time before you head up and out the door to prepare just in case. But as far as the wind goes, we're not going to see these disrespectful winds coming back for Friday. Yes, it is going to be breezy. We have a cold front on the way, and that tends to keep things shaking and moving, but we're going to keep things more tame. Winds will peak around 20-25 miles per hour for the gusts, so I think more doable. We may even have some rain tomorrow, but the biggest change we're going to notice heading into the weekend is going to be the sunny warmth goes away. We're talking 80s tomorrow afternoon still, so it's still going to be a warm one, but Saturday only seeing maximum temperatures in the 60s. And I say that because we probably won't see a lot of change from morning to afternoon. Clouds are going to be moving in. So here's what you can expect as we head on into Friday morning. Some of the fog and the clouds sticking around. Some coastal showers may impact Rockport, Port Aransas, but I don't think that's going to be a widespread source of rain for us. That'll come later in the day as we start getting the heat of the day cooking up. We may see a few coastal showers around the lunchtime period, but we're also going to be expecting some rain along that front. It's going to be pretty limited, but I think what's more likely is seeing drizzle starting to pick up as we head on into the weekend. A cloudy, cool, and drizzly weekend, if I'm specific. So we'll continue to fine-tune this forecast as we learn more about this front, but here's what you can expect over the next 7 days. We're going to expect some decent rainfall as we head on into the weekend. If we can get it to measure up, that'll be nice, but here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Temperatures taking a big drop as we head on into the weekend.
All right, Steph, thank you. Well, disasters across the United States caused an estimated $115 billion in damages just last year, according to a report from the nonprofit group Climate Central. 21 severe thunderstorms in the United States caused at least $1 billion in damage each. The wildfires in Southern California in the early part of the year accounted for more than half of the year's total damage. While $115 billion is a lot, this did mark the least costly year for storms since 2019, possibly due to no hurricanes hitting the United States in 2025. As we storm into the new year, Americans are feeling more pessimistic about finding work. That's all according to a new job report from the Federal Reserve, which says the likelihood of finding a job fell to a record low 43.1% in December. Employees also have the highest expectation of losing their jobs since last April. Upcoming labor data, such as tomorrow's big jobs report, could signal what people looking for employment can expect to see in the months to come. Now, if you're being overwhelmed from bills, we may have some good news. You may be getting some help from the IRS. The IRS will start accepting the tax returns on January 26th. That's in less than 3 weeks. Submitting early could get you a refund faster. That's if you're due one. Now, there have been some changes to the tax code this year, so it's important to be extra diligent when filing your taxes. Now, if you owe or don't need your refund right away, you still have until April 15th to file. Now, holiday shopping season may be done, but the holiday return season is still going strong. Purchase returns in the days immediately following Christmas increased around 5% this year. That's according to an Adobe Analytics report. Experts expect returns to keep climbing through this month. An Adobe report also found that customers spend a record quarter of $1 trillion on online shopping this past holiday season. Well, Thin Mints or Samoas, you have to make that tough choice again as Girl Scout cookies come back this season. We'll share what new cookies are being added in this year's lineup.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. The retail store Target will be expanding their selection of wellness-related items this year. The collection includes skincare, beauty nutrition, food, beverages, weight management, and baby care products. Target's goal is to give you more options to improve your health and peace of mind at an affordable price with many items under $10. These new options are available both in stores and online. It's finally here. Whether you prefer Thin Mints, Tagalongs, or Samoas, you can have them all now as Girl Scout cookies are on sale. Well, this year arrives with a new flavor, Explore More's. This sandwich-style cookie is inspired by Rocky Road ice cream, my favorite. There are a couple of different ways in which you can get these cookies, whether by reaching out to a local Girl Scout or visiting girlscouts.org. You know, sometimes I see them when I'm coming out of the store.
Sometimes I come and I just give the $1 and run because I cannot
It's too
be
much.
Trusted with a box. But I'm glad you said Rocky Road is your favorite.
It
It's mine
is.
too. So we'll have to see for science to see if this is the best flavor now.
Yes, which one? HEB or Bluebell or
We gotta go.
all the flavors.
And then throw the Girl Scout cookies in them.
Oh, so good.
We've got a plan. We're ready. All right. Well, I don't know if you're the kind of person who'll eat ice cream when it's cold out, but we're going to be kind of chilly this weekend. Pick up your favorite hot cocoa, a movie. It's going to be pretty nice. We're dropping from the 80s to the 60s. So if you've been craving the cold, it's here, but it doesn't look to last too long. Hopefully we can get some meaningful rainfall, no matter the case, because we definitely need some of that.
Yes, I know my plants definitely need for sure some of it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. We will see you here at 6 o'clock. Good night. Bye.